What's going on, Buffs Nation? Hope you're all having a wonderful Tuesday. Man, we're just we're one night away, one sleep away from fall camp starting out here in Boulder for the CU Buffs for Coach Prime. Could not be more excited. But as we lead up to the anticipated day one of camp, we got a lot to talk about. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the University of Oregon and Dan Lanning. Is Dan Lanning the hater? Is he the secret Pac-12 coach, the anonymous Pac-12 coach that trashed Coach Prime, said our players are trash, said that Coach Prime, a genius, that he's either going to be a failure or successful, and doesn't have the stones to put his name out there behind those words? Is that Dan Lanning? Because we heard him yesterday in a press conference at the University of Oregon, asked to comment on Colorado leaving the conference, which resulted in a strange response from him where he said something along the lines of, well, you tell me if they've done anything for this conference over the last 12 years or whatever. You know, what have they done? And that's fair. I mean, we've been bad since we've been in this conference, like real bad. And our viewership numbers, they're going to be better moving forward, especially when we get to the Big 12, right? But it was a weird thing to say, and he said it with like a passive tone that, similar to y'all on Twitter, I really do think that he was probably this anonymous hater of Coach Prime. Seems like he has a bone to pick with the university. Is it because we're recruiting a bunch of guys from Oregon? I don't feel like we've been in a lot of recruiting battles with Oregon. Maybe he's just threatened. Either way, it reeks of insecurity. Maybe he's been mad that until last week he was paid significantly less than Coach Prime. Maybe it was that. Maybe he's just jealous. The whole thing was just weird, but he should be thanking CU because no other team, no other school in the conference had the stones to say, you know what, Pac-12 presidents, you know what, George Kliavkov, enough with all this big talk, no action. We're giving you a deadline, and if we don't have a deal, if we don't see numbers, we're out of here. Enough with this foolishness. And we did that, and it's opening up the floodgates of conference realignment for the Pac-12, for many Pac-12 schools to move to larger conferences. I mean, because of CU, because of this exit, the Big Ten could possibly invite Oregon into the conference. He should be thanking CU. He should be thanking Rick George, Coach Prime, everybody involved with the rebuild that's going on here at CU, right? He should be thanking this school. And you know what? It's still kind of up in the air if the Big Ten would actually offer Oregon. I know that they've been interested in the past, but they might have their sights set on some bigger programs like FSU or, of course, Notre Dame, which is the big fish to always go after when it comes to this conference realignment stuff. And with USC and UCLA joining the conference, who knows if they want Oregon in this conference with them? Who knows if they would even have the votes to secure an official invite from the Big Ten? I'm not really sure, but either way, if that doesn't work out, you still have an option with the Big 12. Brett Yormark has been incredibly aggressive, so we know that he's reached out to talk to Oregon, Washington, probably maybe even Utah, but definitely Arizona. Probably had some contact with Arizona State. And even if you don't get that invite from the Big Ten, the Big 12 right now, they're offering stability, they're offering relevancy, and you know what? If you do still have your eyes set on the Big 10 years and years later from here, that's fine. But at the end of the day, the University of Oregon is better off in 2024 moving forward financially because of CU making this move, because it is very clear that no Pac media deal is going to equate to anything that both of these conferences have, even if they're at a partial share for the Big Ten, significantly more than the $20 million or whatever that's been rumored that this deal is now, which is, it's hard to believe that it's even up there, allegedly. On another note, I love that this is a little bit of bulletin board material for the Buffs to come out and kick some butt in Oregon week 4. Again, we have gotten destroyed. What did we lose by? Like 35 points to them last year? And I love these Oregon fans coming on here saying, Well, it's going to be hilarious when Shador throws a touchdown to Travis Hunter, and it's going to be a 7-45 ball game after that. Man, whatever, man. This game's going to be competitive. Now, I'm not expecting us to be Oregon, but I am expecting us to make it a competitive fight, which it hasn't been for quite a while. But this is the kind of talk in the media that I love. You know, it's going to continue to add chips on the shoulder. It's going to make that chip even bigger, you know, for this team going into the football season. And I think that this has to be the most highly anticipated football season that I've ever had, especially as a college football fan. I can't wait to see what this team comes out to do week 1 against TCU. But I'll tell you what, after those comments, this Oregon game means a lot more to me than it did 2 days ago. I really want the Buffs to come in there and punch them in the mouth. And even if this team has some chemistry things to work through at the beginning of the year, no doubt in my mind that this is a mentally tough team that's not going to check out, that's not going to quit, that if they get punched in the mouth, they're going to come back with a counter. They're going to come back with a nice 1-2. But nonetheless, I love that this adds excitement. I love talking through the media, and I just wish that if that was him, that he would just come out and own it. But I don't think he will. I don't think anybody will. Whoever that coach is, they need to take a page out of Pat Narduzzi or Brent Venables' playbook, and you know, even if they're going to say something that comes off as ignorant, at least put your name and face behind it, right? But hey, on another note, regarding the Pac-12 and the Big 12, it's looking like Arizona's becoming more and more likely that they're going to join the Big 12 conference with CU this next year. I'm hoping that that's the news. I'm hoping that we hear that officially here soon. Seems like a board meeting with those regents are happening, and we'll see. I've been reading stuff that, hey, it might just be Arizona. I've been reading stuff that it might be the rest of the Four Corner School, which would include University of Utah and Arizona State. Again, if I had complete control over this, if I could just pick any of these schools to bring over, I think I would pick Arizona, Washington, and Oregon. And then if I had to go for another one, it'd be Utah after that. So we'll just have to see. But nonetheless, exciting times in college football. You can feel the anticipation building. We're right around the corner for that season to start. So y'all let me know what you think in the comments. As always, would appreciate a like. That helps get this out to other Buffs, college football, Big 12 fans. Hit that subscribe if you haven't yet, and if you're coming from the Big 12, let me know what school you're coming from. So I appreciate you guys as always. Be on the lookout. Got some more interviews coming up soon. And as always, Sco Buffs.